Good timing. My pot just finished brewing. Have a bunch of Starbucks cups that I think I brought in from my car. Been going to Starbucks the last couple days after work because I got out of there at, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock. I had a Starbucks cup in my car. And as you know, I don't really keep ice trays. So I just kind of put my Starbucks cups I'll throw this in here. In the freezer. And I have cold water whenever I want it. Here's a 2/3 drink Earl Grey tea with plenty of honey. Almost wish I swigged that last gulp just now from yesterday, because I bet all that honey had settled to the bottom. And I'm still getting over a little bit of a cold. And perhaps the honey and the tea, cold or hot, would have been good for me. I'm gonna sit over here. I'm worried about my yellow roses, but just a little worried. I don't think I'm really worried. I think they probably got a little dry while they were staying in their other pot. And they're losing a couple leaves. I had this happen to my hibiscus. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, or after I'd first gotten it. I didn't realize you needed to water it all the time. And the hibiscus kind of started dropping some leaves, and I'll just show it to you. Now, I don't need every gardener in the world to tell me what I gotta do, but you'll see some of the leaves at the bottom are getting yellow and they're gonna fall off and die. I think they're too late to save. And the exact same thing was happening to my hibiscus, I don't know, a couple months ago after I bought it. And I think I just wasn't watering it regularly enough. And again, I thought those yellow roses were just something I was gonna throw away eventually, and probably hadn't been watering them enough maybe a week ago. And the leaves are starting to suffer for it a little bit. I'll water them all today, don't worry, it's Sunday. Sunday's my watering the plants day. The hibiscus and the rose I water almost every day. The monstera and the... I want to find out what the other type is. A Majesty Palm. It's a Majesty Palm. So I have a Monstera and a Majesty Palm that don't need watered very often. And I have the hibiscus and the little yellow roses that need watered regularly. There was somebody on Facebook that I did a video the other day about, I don't know, I was repotting my hibiscus and the Monstera. And they told me what I needed to do. And I think I'll tell you what, I talk about giving and getting advice a lot. I watched The Chosen, the first 5 seasons the other day, and Judas was angry at Jesus, saying he didn't listen to his advice, or he never took his advice. And Jesus said, well, I never asked for any advice. And I know we're not Jesus, we're not the Messiah, but I think that lesson holds true for a lot of people. People want to force their advice or their thoughts or their opinions on others. And you know, if I post a picture of me repotting a plant and you're going to tell me how to do it the right way, you better do it gently. Otherwise, I'd rather live and learn. Good morning, Chip. Good morning, Fred Hinkle. Good morning, Batty Lynn. Good morning, Sad Men. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Jacob. Congrats for playing great all day. Good morning, 420. Hello, Salim, who likes my head. And good morning, Lockheed, and good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. It is 6:58 a.m. It is August 3rd. Wait, let me see. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah, August 3rd. Happy Sunday. It's a little show I've been doing for quite some time. What's good about it, James Langley wants to know. I think you got to find your own things that are good about it. I think that's the whole key to it all. I can't say the sun rising or the pretty flowers or the hot coffee or the water. Because if you don't give a damn about those things, James Langley, that's just your lot in life. Again, James asked, what's good about it? You have to find something that's good about it. Me telling you that it's a beautiful day, or you have a nice home, or a roof over your head, or a job that pays the bills, or your kids, or your wife, or your parents, or me giving you things that are good about it. Doesn't do it. You have to. Start looking for things that are good about your morning yourself. I think that's why negative people don't get along with positive people generally, because the negative person wants to say what sucks, what's wrong, what the problem is, how they're realists, things like that. You have enough, to be honest. It's just another day. Well, if you're happy with that, James, you do you. You do you. Just do you, James. Don't argue with me on this one. Let's see. Everyone's asking me too many questions. I'm still doing my intro. There's some annoying people on my channel that are demanding my attention. I don't know. Strange people want to demand my attention. But anyway, as I was saying, happy Sunday. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It is a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life. Kind of sharing the adventure that is life. Because life is a grand adventure. No matter what James thinks. But for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It is too early for attention demanders, Erica. It's not just a show about me talking. It is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee And with that in mind, I am so excited to have my first sip of coffee at this, for me, very late hour. Despite the fact that I have a very low-grade cold going on. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Again, you do your show for 6 years. Good morning, Julia. There's going to be times when you're not feeling your best. And I've had some shows where I could barely get out of bed and I was laying on the couch and going, ugh. I should probably buy some tea. Like I went to Starbucks the last 2 nights and really enjoyed some tea after work and sitting on the patio and kind of doing my thing. But coffee's not quite the same. Good morning, Jet Set. Tea is good, said the wall socket. Do I have vitamin C? If vitamin C comes in peaches or bananas, and I don't think it comes in bananas, it might come in peaches. I have vitamin C. But other than that, I do not. Reminds me of my mother if you talk about vitamin C. She was a big fan of the health food store, we called it. And this was back in the maybe late 70s, early 80s, before GNC and all the stores and all the vitamins and all the supplements were out. She would always go to the health food store, it was called, and buy a bunch of vitamin C or garlic pills. Seriously, I almost just threw up thinking about the garlic pills. They're like they look like the vitamin E's that come in these clear yellow pills, and you swallow them. I think my brothers would switch them out with my vitamin E's occasionally. And then sometime during, an hour later, you burp or something, and this cloud of garlic would come out your mouth, and you smelled the rest of the day. Seriously. Yeah. Am I a Big Mac kind of guy or a quarter pounder kind of guy? I haven't had a Big Mac in a while, and the quarter pounders are just shriveled pieces of meat now. Neither sound delicious. McDonald's doesn't really sound delicious. Their breakfast is still pretty good, and if anything, I'd get like a McChicken at McDonald's. Hello. Somebody said, good morning, friend. I don't know what McContact means, but it's happy McContact, and I don't know what that word is. Do I seem like a Burger King kind of guy? I don't know. I was more of a McDonald's kind of guy. No, you don't say happy birthday, Julie Flanagan. It's not my birthday. It's August 3rd. My birthday's August 7th. Good morning, Jesus loves you. I was wondering about Jesus. All right, we got a guy named Jesus Loves Me on the show. I talk about my own spiritual journey and how I go to a Christian church. And I've started doing it over the last 6 years, and I pray and I have gratitude and I say thank you, God, all the time. And I feel better, and I have struggled with anxiety and fear and have come around to spirituality. But when I'm watching The Chosen, and I'm seeing I think I'd be on the side of the skeptics. I wouldn't believe that Jesus is the Son of God from what I've seen. Does anybody else out there know what I mean? don't want to upset all the people. But I'm just saying, from what I've seen, I'd be skeptical too. I'd think it was sorcery or staged illusionist tricks or what have you. Nikki says she's knows what I mean. Do I know God or no? Good morning, Howard. Yeah. It's called faith. Okay, well, Julie, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Because the faith works for me. But if I was one of those guys back then, and Jesus walked up and he was a man and said he's the Son of God, I wouldn't have believed in him either. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it on the faith thing. But if I was back then, and Jesus, as nice as he is, and as calming as he is, outside of when he attacks the temple. It's quite an exciting scene. I mean, even the disciples were wondering what's wrong with him. Even if I witness miracles, Erica said. I mean, I'd probably be on the side of the skeptics. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If somebody showed me some miracles and I said, well, does that make him the Son of God or does that make him a good magician? I'd probably say a good magician. You know what I mean? Candies. Jolly Rancher suggests I convert to Judaism. I hate to say I thought about it, Jolly Rancher. I'm not even sure you're always here for good intention, Jolly Rancher. But I did think of converting to Judaism. I mean, I don't know that I would actually need to convert. I'm about to post a video on religion versus spirituality. And I think it's noteworthy. And what I find to be the difference, I think religion is a man-created thing. And I think spirituality or faith is believing you have a personal relationship with God. Somebody the other day got mad at me because they didn't get mad. They said they were a fan, but they said they didn't like when I talked about religion or politics. I said, well, that's what we're talking about right now. That's what we're talking about. Good morning to you. Good night. It's midnight, Monday, August 4th, New Plymouth, New Zealand. Hello from New Plymouth, New Zealand. How are you? As an adult, somebody asked me, Natalie just started watching The Chosen. You're going to love it, I think, Natalie. I loved it. I'm bummed. Maybe I'm questioning my belief because episode 6 isn't going on yet. Or season 6. As an adult, Nikki believes more in spiritual faith. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking when I go to church on a Sunday, I mean, I feel a goodness, especially when I went to the church in Naperville. I'll tell you what, I miss a lot of things I don't miss a lot of things about Naperville. I miss my friends. None of my kids live in Naperville anymore. So I can't say I miss my kids living in Naperville. I miss my friends a little bit, but we didn't see each other that often. We're all busy and all have our own lives. But one thing that I did really enjoy and kind of grounded my week was going to the Community Christian Church in Naperville, the Yellow Box. I felt really good going there every week. Howard G says, yes, you're right. Most Christians worship the theology, not having a spiritual sense of God and Jesus. Now, I'm not totally sure, but I'd like to go at that a little more if you could. But that's kind of sort of what I feel. I think you're supposed to have a personal relationship, I think, with God. I think maybe that's what Jesus was. He was a man, the Son of God in man form that we could relate to. And, the bad guys were generally the religious leaders in The Chosen or in the Bible. They were the Pharisees that thought they were learned in the words and upholding the traditions, but that's not what was important. What was important is having faith and having a personal relationship with God. So those are my thoughts on that. But isn't God something we are taught? Is God something we're taught? I mean, I would say, an agnostic to atheist most of my life. I'd almost say God is something I found or found me. I'd almost say God is something I found out of need. And that might be okay. Because who was it in The Chosen or in the Bible? Lilith was possessed by demons. Maybe I was possessed by demons. And maybe Jesus found me and removed the demons from me. I mean, I don't mean to sound crazy, but maybe it's okay to not be taught God, because I don't know if you can be taught God. I don't know. Do you think you can be? Nikki says each religion has a separate God. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe we're looking for reasons why somebody's right and somebody's wrong. And we all have a need for worship and faith and gratitude and praise. And yeah. Sir Adam said Jesus never said he was God. No, they said he was the Son of God. Which is interesting. Peter says, most Christian religions believe in the same God, but not others. Nikki says, it's just a belief in a higher power. Well, just because you can't define it necessarily, Nikki, doesn't make it wrong. The only way to the Father is through the Son. What is my opinion on anime? I don't really get anime. And believe me, I was a child of the 70s and watched Speed Racer, the original anime. Anime is I think it's Japanese art form that's kind of crappy looking art, if you ask me. It's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. So I thought Speed Racer was a great show, but I don't know what the big deal about anime is. I don't know what the big deal about, is Pokemon anime too? Okay. Okay, so that's what I was thinking about this morning, the whole Jesus thing. And that was just in the few minutes before I started my coffee. No wonder my show is so awesome. What time do I go to Mass? What's the definition of Mass? Is Mass a Catholic thing? I'm not sure I'm going to church today. I mean, it's 8:30. I work at 11. I could go. I'm not sure I want to or feel the need. I may or may not. I bet if it was a community church in Naperville, I'd still go. The pastor at the church, Alliance Church here in Appleton, seems old school, kind of fire and brimstone. He doesn't appeal to me at all, to be honest. I'm not trying to even be negative, but he doesn't make me feel good or better at all. I must say that's a little disappointing. I think he's an old school. He wears a suit, which is I don't care about. Oh, maybe I'll tell you, I've been there. His son's also a pastor there. I didn't know it at the time, but the one sermon I really was moved by was the son's sermon. And the head pastor, who's the dad, I personally don't care for his sermons at all. Somebody wants to know my view on Trump. That just seems too much for this morning right now. I had some other thoughts. Oh, okay. So I got off work yesterday, went to Starbucks, had some tea, sat outside, enjoyed the cool, beautiful evening that it was. Had some tea, because again, the cold. I'm gonna get a little more coffee. Got home last night, and I'm here in Appleton, Wisconsin, where the Mile of Music has been going for the last few days. And the Mile of Music is some big event held annually where a ton of bands perform in street parks and bars, and I heard even buses. And they have different musicians all over the place, and a ton of people, all the parking spots were taken, and I live right in the middle of downtown. And I got home, I'm driving home, and I'm going, well, maybe I should go to the Mile of Music. And I took a bath, because that's what I like to do. And I said, is it wrong that I am so lame that I don't even feel like going? That nothing sounds better to me than getting into my PJs and seeing if there's a good movie on. And that's what I did. So I got on my PJs, started watching a movie I'd seen the night before. It was like a World War II movie from the 90s. Then there were giants or something, and I think it was mainly about Stalin and Churchill and Roosevelt's relationship. But I got about 50 minutes into it, and I go, I'm getting kind of tired. And it was like 9:30, I think, at this time. And I go, there is nothing I'd rather do than lay in bed, maybe edit a video, and then turn on some relaxing music and drift off to sleep at an early hour. So that's what I did. And granted, I'm fighting a cold, and granted, I work all day today, and I worked yesterday. But still, part of me wonders, do I have a thing against fun? Do I not care about fun? No wonder I date. I'm no fun at all. I wouldn't date me. This guy just wants to go to bed early, get plenty of rest, drink some coffee, go to work, get financially better, go to church if the pastor was a little cooler, work out. I mean, go for walks, appreciate things. But all the definitions that I used to put on what fun are, I don't care too much about anymore. Sir Adam stays away from most humans as much as possible. Jolly Rancher didn't care for that film. Long and plodding. I don't know what film you mean. I do have a primo location. It is by all the fun, but, oh, you mean at home or at the fests? Would I marry a woman from Mongolia? I don't know. I'll tell you, I met a woman from, and I know Mongolia's over there in, I don't know, Asia somewhere. But I met a woman from West Ghana, and I found her attractive. I'm not looking to get married, but I was going, wow. I don't know how many people I've ever met from West Ghana. Maybe there's a lot of beautiful women there. But I found that woman attractive and appealing. Did we two date? No. Not yet. I don't know how I would even get in touch with her. But we talked enough to know she's from West Ghana, and she was interesting. I should get dinner with her. It would be interesting. I mean, I think she was fairly Americanized West Ghanan. Is it West Ghanan? Is there an East Ghana? There was something about her. Sir Adam said dating ended in 2016. I didn't meet a lady. Somebody asked if I'd marry a woman from Mongolia. And I don't know that I've ever met a person from Mongolia. But I did meet a woman from West Ghana. And I thought, I would date this woman. And I was thinking, wow, that's strange. Not overly strange. I mean, I've never dated a black woman. I mean, I went on a couple dates with a black woman, but no relationship. But she seemed appealing. There was something in her eyes and her smile that seemed good, and I liked it. Do I ever do the dating apps? Nah. Again, I'm no fun. I'd have to put on my dating profile, really values a good night's sleep, waking early, cup of coffee, sunrises. I think it would just be a different type of woman. I think most of the women I've dated, and maybe it was a youth thing, would like to go out and party because that's what I like to do. But honestly, yeah. I think I'm not that desperate to date. I think when the time is right, the right woman will come along. And maybe if I see the woman from West Ghana again, I've seen her twice. If I see her again, I'll ask for her number. Somebody said I should. See, if anybody said I should put should, because you can pick out certain words and have them blocked on your live stream. Maybe I should put should as a blocked word. Not that it was meant bad. He said, yes, what about it? Said, yeah, you should call her and cook for her. But again, I don't have her phone number. And that's the problem with should. People don't walk in your shoes and they'll tell you you should do something when you go, well, I don't have her phone number, so I shouldn't call her. Having young children at your age would be my biggest dating red flag. You mean for me? I've talked at length about this, Jolly Rancher. I don't care what my red flags are. If any woman wants to bring up my red flags, yeah. I just broke up with my last, what do you think is your last girlfriend? It's too complicated. Should people over 50 really be dating though? Sounds gross. I would say, I don't know why it's gross. I mean, I don't feel that different than I did when I was younger. You know, I don't think I have a need to spawn like I used to, maybe, to have kids. No, I don't think it's gross. Somebody asked, or they didn't ask. I posted a video about being tired all the time. And they said, if you're tired all the time, you must have low testosterone. Wait, say it again. Low testosterone. Maybe that's why they say low T on the commercials. I don't know that I necessarily have low T because I'm tired all the time. I think I work all the time. And when I don't work, I'm juggling issues with divorce. I lead quite an active, I'm getting old. Maybe that's why I'm tired all the time. Can you take a pill for low T? Could be low iron. Well, how do you get iron? Eat meat? Eat green vegetables? Driver believes when you're old, you're always tired. Well, I'll tell you what. And I don't know if it's like tired. I mean, again, I don't sleep that much. I work late. I wake early. I do this coffee show. I give so much. I'm such a giver. Somebody says broccoli. I think I eat plenty of meat and a fair amount of broccoli. Do I eat enough? I don't know. I would certainly think I eat enough meat. Uh, I think if anything, if we're looking for a reason that Ken is tired, I would say the amount of work, the type of work, and the hours of work I do would certainly have to be the first culprit. And if I needed a second culprit, I would say I'm almost 57. So you combine the work I'm doing with the 57-ness that I have, that would be a perfectly good explanation for being tired. I'm not like a bummer. I'll tell you what, I've got more energy than most people. How many of you are doing a coffee show right now at 7 in the morning? Thinking of going to 8:30 church just so they can get home at 10 and run off to a 10 or 11 hour day work. Let's see you guys do that. Seriously. Let's see you guys do this. You couldn't do it, I'm telling you. You couldn't do it. No, I'm not that old. You take vitamin D to boost your energy. Teeter has lupus. Put us through a tiredness with coffee and Marlboro Reds. Teeter, why don't you go out on the field and kill a rattlesnake? What kind of cowboy hat do you have, Teeter? When I was in Yellowstone, I I don't know that I really wanted to. If I really wanted to, I would have bought the cowboy hat. But I think where me, who's certainly in no way a cowboy, buying a cowboy hat, well, I forget what the brand was, but they had a brand that was pretty good and I wanted to buy, would have been such a poser move. Teeter, who lives in Montana and for fun kills rattlesnakes in his field to save his horses, should own a cowboy hat. You know? Yeah. Oh, I'd look good in a cowboy hat. Well, thank you. But I'm not totally sure. Because, again, when you're bald, you don't have the give of the hair. The hair allows some pliability. But if you put on a cowboy hat, and most of them, when you buy them, are pretty darn firm, and they fit like this, you know? Yeah. It's used, but it's an American cowboy girl hat. What do you mean cowboy girl hat, Teeter? I see you drinking coffee, smoking Marlboro Reds, killing rattlesnakes. Are cowboy and cowgirl hats the same? Or do you wear a girl's hat? I'm picturing you, the machoist of the macho. You got so much testosterone in you, it's oozing out your pores. Oh, it's smaller than a normal man's hat. See, I got a big head. I do. I have a big head. Is Teeter a female? It's funny, I always think could Teeter be a woman? I assume Teeter's a guy. He kills rattlesnakes. I call him he. What if Teeter's just a badass woman? Are you a woman, Teeter? No way! How could I tell? Can I click on Teeter's face? Teeter's a woman? tell you what, it's the dangest thing when that happens, and it happens all the time. I've been picturing Teeter as a man, and not just any man. Do you know what I mean? For some reason, we picture an actual body, human face, everything. We put it all together, and I do it all the time. You told me that months ago. Well, sorry, I forgot. I have a mega successful show, Teeter. Millions of people tuning in. Millions. Okay, so you wear a cowgirl hat and you kill rattlesnakes? And smoke Marlboro Reds? I talked about a famous person reaching out to me 2 days ago. And I must say, I fell for it. I fell for it till they kind of followed up more than I thought this famous person would have. And that they said they'd like to consider me a friend. I'm going, well, that's kind of strange. I mean, you're super famous, and I don't even know who you are, and you don't even know me, and you're calling me a friend. But I fell for it. And because they seemed like they'd done enough background checking. But then the other night, I Googled this person and did some more research in them. And the more research I did on them, the less I thought they would like me. Somebody said they never see outside the window. I mean, that's just not true. Perhaps you don't look outside the window. Good morning, Bill C. Hello, Mehdi Raja. I'm guessing Mehdi Raja is a woman. Is that correct? I've actually seen Rosie O'Donnell in a tiny little comedy club. Not that that's any big deal. Alrighty, Ken Man. Sorry you were late today. I have a counseling appointment, so I had to run off. Thanks for the great combo. Oh, have a great day. What kind of coffee am I drinking today? What kind of coffee am I drinking? I'm drinking hazelnut coffee by Dunkin' Donuts. Kind of seemed like a light coffee, which is good for this cold. Used to have a crush on Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, she got some bad publicity, but everyone gets bad publicity. If you have any level of fame, there's going to be jealous people out there that are going to tear you down. Ellen seems like a good human being to me. Randall Young, I'm not sure. Are you talking about calling the West Gonin woman? Wait, Teeter, who had a crush on Ellen DeGeneres? Hold on. I assumed it was a guy. But if it was Teeter, I've learned more things about Teeter. Because Teeter told me an hour ago that he had a crush on Ellen DeGeneres, I'd go, well, likable person. But now that I know Teeter to be the Teeter that I now know Teeter to be, it would make a little more sense that Teeter would have a crush on Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, your brother met Rosie O'Donnell. Well, that's not even a great story. I mean, I met him, and it's not even a great story. Her staff and personal assistants say she is absolutely terrible. Well, Pig Daddy, I'll tell you this. I almost don't believe what other people say. You know, unless it's firsthand experience. To me, it's just gossip. I've never had her staff or personal assistants tell me she was horrible. I've had people tell me her staff and personal assistants say she was horrible. And at that level, it's just gossip. Do you know what I mean? Right? We're hearing rumors that her staff and personal assistants say she's terrible. And that's just gossip. How do I take my coffee? I generally drink it black. Would I consider to gain a lot of weight for $1 million? I don't think I can be bought for money that easily. Driver says, you think they're being honest. But Driver, you haven't heard her staff or personal assistants saying she's horrible. Do you know what I mean? You're hearing somebody say, who heard somebody say that her staff and personal assistants say she's horrible. And what that could mean in real life is one of her assistants or one of her staff, who might be a horrible person, once said that Ellen can be a bitch sometimes. And through the grapevine, it's blown out to her staff and personal assistants say she's horrible. And that all becomes a fact in our mind because we just believe what we're told. And again, I've never heard one of her staff or her personal assistants say anything negative. I've heard stories about that, but that just doesn't make it true. Big Daddy, you gotta have a strange desire to wanna hate Ellen DeGeneres if you're suggesting I search up information. I don't care enough about Ellen DeGeneres to do research into if people have said bad things about her, Big Daddy. For any reason, do you want to believe that Ellen DeGeneres is a horrible person? I'd say it's what you want to believe. And I can't imagine why you want to believe Ellen DeGeneres is a horrible person. Seems nice to me. You might go work on your bounty tech because of a coffee shop today. I don't know what that means. Didn't she move out of the country because of Trump? I don't know. Did she? I don't even know if I've ever heard Ellen DeGeneres say anything bad about Trump. Hello, Gia. How are you? I said business, not because, but that's all right, Ken. I don't understand what you mean. I should move to Europe with her. Has she moved to Europe? Did Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland to escape Trump? Hey, kudos to her if she does. At least she would be standing by her convictions. I hope she finds happiness in Ireland. Hello, Trevor. Ireland wants to give Rosie back. Oh, okay. You'll be working on your business at your laptop at the coffee shop. Well, Stevie K, I mean, that's not that interesting of a story. Hold on, I'm going to get a little more coffee. Oh, you know what I mean, Stevie K? I mean, I'm glad you will be. Working on your business at a coffee shop. I guess I could talk about that. I mean, I talk about that when I do it, but it's kind of my show. Jolly Rancher would not have expected to Ken here thinking that dating a black woman and defending a lesbian liberal. Why not, Jolly Rancher? I'm open-minded. I say I'm slightly right of center. I mean, I've never really been that attracted to any black women, but I thought this one had a very kindness in her eye and a generous smile. So I thought she was very potentially appealing, and I'd be curious. And a lesbian liberal, I don't know, she seems like a nice person. Oh, no, Stevie K, no need to apologize. I just don't have too much to say about you doing work at a coffee shop today. Hello, Thomas Bello. What a glorious audience we've had today. We have 64 people watching. We got 32 thumbs up. Somebody has Kamala vibes. Certainly, I don't have Kamala vibes. I would encourage anybody right of center again, what did I discuss about Rosie's personal affairs? That she moved to Ireland? Is that a personal affair? Pig Daddy, it doesn't sound like you love me. You say you love me. You say I chastised you about Ellen, and you were gossiping. And then you said I discussed Rosie and her personal affairs. What did I discuss about Rosie? Somebody said she moved to Ireland. You know? Yeah. And I'm only slightly right of center. I think the problem is the left went so far crazy to the left that they alienated people. And you could say it about the right, but the right won. At least the president last year. I have no problem with LGBTQ. Is it right or not in my mind? I would say being gay, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I think the problem I have is that they form a gay group called LGBTQ. And if you're in a group that I'm not part of, I'm going to feel a little alienated. And I think, you know, right or wrong, if you're in a group that I'm not a part of, I'm going to feel a little alienated. That's my thought on that. I do not remember you. Let's see. Somebody said being gay is a political statement. I mean, you're not going to like this. I don't think a man can decide to be gay. I don't think you can be doing it for a political statement. I think a woman can go both ways much easier than a guy. Because we all think women are beautiful. We all think women are beautiful, and heterosexual women think beautiful women are beautiful. Heterosexual guys don't think men are attractive or appealing or arousing unless they're gay. So I don't think, like many Christians, that gayness is some sort of mental illness or anything like that, or some choice. Yeah, I think they're born that way. Pig Daddy said you can choose to do gay things, though. I don't think a straight man would ever choose to do gay things. But I think a straight woman could choose to do gay things. That's what I think. What do I think about cult-like behavior from right-wingers? What do you mean, John Dowd? Jolly Rancher says, I'm constantly talking about, am I really constantly talking about how good-looking Mark Wahlberg is, Jolly Rancher? I'm constantly talking about that? Somebody tell me how long Jolly Rancher has had their account. Because anybody that would say I'm constantly talking, because 1 out of 50 videos I do might mention that Brad Pitt's good looking. Jolly Rancher said, how do you know that if you don't? Because you stalk every video I've ever done and put too much weight into every word I've ever done, Jolly Rancher. That you probably take notes on all my videos. How do I know you've only had an account for 3 weeks? Is Marky Mark the best white rapper? I think you'd have to say, and I'm just going from the masses, that Eminem is. I hear people in the rap industry, people in the know, think Eminem is one of, if not one of the most talented rappers in history, and I don't know how you determine that. I don't know how you determine that or why, but I've heard rappers, black rappers, that I have heard of, and I don't know that many, say how awesome Eminem is. So I'm going to have to say Eminem, but I'm not really in the know. It's not my thing. Outside of Good Vibrations, I can't think of another Marky Mark song. Do I ever cook any Spam? No, but it almost sounds appealing right now. If I had a can of Spam and cut it into big, thick slices, threw it in my skillet with some leftover hamburger grease, I think it could be very tasty, I bet. Yeah, I think that it could. I think that it could. Did I say we've had a glorious audience today? Oh, yes, we have. Excuse me. 8 o'clock. I could probably make it to church. I'd have to get going though. I'd get going. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. But again, we've had a great audience today. Thank you so much, Opal. Trying to get my head around, excited about my day. I work in 3 hours. I get to go to work in 3 hours. It's going to be at least a 10-hour day. I mean, I'm honestly not feeling that chirpy right now. Does that mean I have low testosterone? I don't think it does. It means I'm tired and old. But I manage, and I keep moving forward, and would probably feel good if I made it to church today. I think part of the thing that's stopping me from going to church is I don't want to be disappointed. And when the lead pastor talks, and when the singers don't sing songs I know, then I just go, well, I made it to church. That feels good. I wonder if I'd be better off going for a nice walk. Maybe I would. Maybe some fresh air would do me some good. But yeah. So it's Sunday morning. It's 8 o'clock, just about 8 o'clock in the morning. Had my coffee, had some good conversation with you kind folk, and I am looking forward to my day. And I hope you are looking forward to your day as well. I hope you had a great night's sleep. I hope you're, I don't know, kind of enjoying the sunshine or enjoying the clouds or enjoying the peace or the quiet or the noise or whatever you're going through. I hope you're in a good place and you're in the moment. Because again, even thinking about rushing out to church kind of makes me anxious. I think you're better off just sipping your coffee and sitting in your chair and, I don't know, taking a deep breath. So, yeah. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining today. If you're new, please subscribe to my page. I go live every morning. I also post all these videos on Spotify, and I post a bunch of videos on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube as well in terms of shorts, TikToks and Reels. But again, I want to thank you for joining. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.